guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video talking about some of my favorite reselling tools. These are items that I personally use and enjoy using. Not everything you really need to have if you are a reseller. These are just my favorites type of things. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's get started with the first thing. I encourage everyone to just ignore the mess of this desk and this room, period. But I did want to share with you kind of like the things that I use in action type of thing. So I actually use the Dymo label writer. This is the 450 series. I used to, just not that long ago, I was just printing out my labels on, a regular printer with paper, cutting out the label and then taping it to the package. It took so much time. It wasted so much of my time. So if you're currently doing that, stop. Just stop and go to Amazon and buy one of these printers. I can't remember exactly what it costs, but it is worth the money to get a printer like this to ship your labels, especially if you, resell a decent amount of stuff. It's just going to save you time and money in the long run, because it's also cheaper to buy. Since this doesn't take ink, the ink is on like a roll essentially, and then just the paper labels. So that's all you really have to buy for that, and they do last a while. At least for me. I'm not like a huge super high volume reseller, but for my needs currently it works great. So I wanted to show you it kind of like in action, because I'm getting ready to package up something before I head to the post office. But while we are here, since this box is sitting right next to me and some Easter candy, don't judge, I just recently purchased an Amazon Echo Dot. I currently have a Dot in my bedroom, which controls our bedroom lights. And then I also have a larger Echo, or I guess the large one isn't called an Echo, or maybe it's not called a Dot, whatever. I have a larger Alexa system down in my kitchen that controls the light down there. And I also have my Nest hooked up to it, so it controls like my heat and my central air and all of that good stuff. But I wanted to purchase one specifically for my room where I take all of my pictures and things like that. That way I can play music from it, and it helps keep me motivated and in the mood to list. So that's why I went ahead and purchased another one, and they're really cheap and they're awesome. I really like it, and the sound quality from the Echo Dot is fantastic. It's good enough for me. So that's another, like, what I call a reselling tool, because it does help in keeping me motivated. And you can listen to like podcasts through there on Spotify if you're more into listening to like motivational podcasts and things like that. But I prefer to use it for music. So since we're already in this room, I'm going to pan over here and we're going to talk a little bit about my scale. So there are tons of scales on the market. This is the one that I purchased not that long ago. The one I had prior, I had for years, and it just kind of took crap and my stuff's all dusty. Anyway, so this one holds a max of 110 pounds, which is way more than enough for what I need for the things that I am selling. So basically the only thing that I really use for this, like this part here, is the power button. That's like all I really need to use it for. And then obviously you set your package down here. So I do have a package that I am getting together. I just sold this Bath & Body Works glittery gumdrop lotion. This sold for $45.99, which is awesome. Bath & Body Works Temptations line is no longer made, so these definitely are worth money if you find them. Obviously, some scents are worth a little more than others and that kind of thing. So to package this, I basically just put a little bit of electric tape down on the top of the cap here, just to prevent it from opening up in transit. I work around chemicals, and when we pour chemicals in bottles, we use electric tape to tape around the outside here, just with the more stronger chemicals, just in case like they would leak and, you know, obviously burn if they, you know, got in contact with your skin, if they would leak in transit. So electrical tape isn't going to leave any kind of residue behind. It's just very easy to use. So I have my box here. This is the box that I am going to put it in. It's a little larger than what I need essentially, but I wouldn't trust putting this in like a bubble envelope, just in case something heavy being thrown on top and then it, you know, busting or something like that. So I have this kind of like box that I think is going to work well for it. As far as where to get boxes, I actually, this actually came from my work. We have like a recycle bin, and I just take from there. We're allowed to. A lot of people take like bigger boxes when they're moving and stuff like that, but I'm all about like weird shaped boxes and smaller boxes and stuff of that nature. So back here, I always have this door closed, so my mess is hidden, but this is kind of where I keep all of my shipping supplies. This box right here is just full of, what do you call those things? I always call them bubble corns. That's not what they're called, but that's just what I call them. So I have boxes, I have priority boxes, I got tissue paper, poly mailers, and bubble envelopes. And having an eBay store, eBay gives you a $25 credit every quarter to use in their kind of like shipping supply store. And you can buy shipping supplies from them regardless if you are a, you know, if you have an eBay store or not. So I use that $25 coupon code every quarter to get like the eBay branded stuff, like the eBay branded boxes, the bubble mailers, and the tape as well. They have all sorts of different stuff that you can buy from there. So that's a good place. I also just shop on eBay for bubble mailers and boxes from just regular sellers. And I also recycle products that I get in the mail. Like if I get boxes in the mail, especially from Amazon, or any kind of like bubble corns or anything like that that I can reuse for my purposes of reselling, then that's what I like to do. I like to recycle a lot. And another good place to find boxes, bubble wrap, that kind of thing is dumpsters. Just be careful if you do go dumpster diving. You don't want to get caught trespassing. You got to really keep an eye out on signs and stuff like that, so you don't get in trouble for it. But that's a great place to find free shipping supplies. I'm going to go ahead and package up this, and then I'll show you my scale and everything like that. I'm going to wrap it in some of this foam wrap. So here is what it looks like kind of stuffed in my box here. I do have like a layer of bubble corn on the bottom, and then I just wrapped it pretty tight fitting of this foam wrap just to keep it nice and secure. So I'm going to tape it shut. Alright, so back over to our scale. This package weighs 15.1 ounce. I always round up. I honestly don't know if that is something that you need to do per se, but it's something I have always done and I've heard other people doing as well. So that's just how I like to do it, and a lot of times it doesn't really make much of a difference. This will still go first class even at 16 ounces because a pound is 16 ounces. So anything over that 16 ounces would have to go priority, but this can go first class. I'm trying to show you guys without like showing my address or the buyer, but I did put in my ounces, and I put in the dimensions of the box as well. You don't have to put in the dimensions of the box if it's going first class, only if it is going priority. So this is a pound and can go first class at $5.08. Now I offered free shipping on this, so that $5.08 is coming out of the cost of the item at $45.99. That's why I listed it at $45.99, because I knew that $5.99 was going to go towards shipping. So we're going to go ahead and purchase and print label. We'll see it come on out over here. Sometimes it takes a minute. There is a little bit of a lag. There used to not be. I don't really know what changed there, but, and then you just tear it off like so. And since this is on like a sticker, we're just going to take the backing off and pop it on our package. Now that package is ready to go. So then I keep a spreadsheet, and I can do a separate video on this. This is just how I do. You can see my current, what I have profited so far just this month on eBay, taking out all of my fees and everything like that. I have a profit of $1,030. Now I have to take out that $508 shipping costs for that lotion, so that brought it down to $1,025. But this takes out all of my PayPal fees, my taxes, shipping costs, insertion fees, and that kind of thing. And then I also have, like, the red is what I purchased. Like, I just purchased something off Facebook Marketplace the other day for $20. Actually, it was $21. Eric put that in wrong, so I gotta fix that. But yeah, that's just kind of how I keep track of, you know, what things are costing me and all of that good stuff. A couple more things that I wanted to show of reselling tools that I personally use and enjoy. Obviously, a lint brush if you are selling clothes. This is, you know, something that you definitely should have. Again, for selling clothes, a tape measure is going to be very much like, I constantly lose this thing like all of the time. Like, I need 16 more of these because I'm always losing it. And it's just something that I constantly need. So that's definitely a tool I love to have. This is a new purchase. I just got this not that long ago. It is by Dymo. I purchased this on Amazon, and basically it is a lint shaver, and it's really nice. It's rechargeable, so that's nice. It doesn't weigh much, easy to hold. It collects like your lint particles in here. So if you have a shirt or a sweater that has a lot of lint balls on it, in the past I've kind of just you know, I didn't want to deal with that, like, so I wouldn't purchase stuff that had, you know, a lot of like lint issues and, you know, things of that nature. But this really works well. I had a sweater that had a bunch of like lint balls and stuff on, and it looked awesome after that. So this is something I don't use super often because I don't always have a lot of clothing articles that have like major pilling and stuff like that. But if you sell a lot of clothes, this is definitely something to possibly keep an eye out for in putting in your reselling kind of stash. I definitely use the Lint Roller more than this thing. So this is the room that I use when taking most of my pictures for my eBay listings. So having that Amazon Alexa in here really helps. All I have to do is say, Alexa, play BB Rexa Radio on Pandora.
BB Rexa Radio from Pandora.
Another reselling tool that I like to have is a Mannequin. You don't need one. If you sell a lot of clothes, you can just lay them out. You don't have to put them on a mannequin. I just like having the mannequin. I feel like things sometimes, not everything, looks better on it. Obviously, I can't use it for like men's clothes and stuff like that I actually have to just lay out. I'd like to get a man's mannequin form at some point, but this one actually I got from a friend for free, so that's really awesome. But I feel like mannequins aren't super expensive. Like, these forms aren't as expensive as like the full-bodied ones with like legs and a head and stuff like that. And then you can also use just dress forms, pretty much, you know, anything like that. But this is just what I currently have and am currently using to display clothing. And then I usually like put my purses on her as well. And I'll probably start using her to possibly display jewelry at some point. Haven't really gotten there yet to using it for that purpose. But I definitely like having a mannequin. Obviously, another tool is lighting. I just have these lights. I have the big umbrella lights. I use those for my other channel when I'm doing bath bomb demos, but I want to switch to these at some point just because they are less intrusive. They don't take up as much space, and I feel like they work just as fine as, you know, the big umbrella lights. So definitely lights are a awesome reseller tool because you don't always have the natural light, especially if you're trying to, you know, take pictures of something when it's late at night and you don't have like natural light coming through like your windows and stuff like that. But I love natural light. When I can get natural light, I sometimes don't even use my actual lights. This right here, I just purchased the other day, so I haven't had a chance to use it yet. And it is not something, again, like, you don't need it. This is a folding, I don't know exactly what you want to call it, like the thing that folds clothes. Like, it folds t-shirts and pants and dresses and things like that. I haven't actually used it yet. It didn't cost much at all. I got it on Amazon. And the reason that I got this, though, and that'll go in with the next thing I show, when I'm selling clothes, I like to fold them up nicely and put them in poly bags. And I will show you how I have that kind of, how I'm doing that here in a minute. But I got this to kind of help me make the clothes that I'm putting in the poly bags look neater and more together, just more professional looking, I guess you'd say, because I'm not the best at folding clothes. So again, I got this on Amazon and it didn't cost much at all. So if you're a clothing reseller, definitely maybe something to keep an eye out for. Alright, so ignore the fact that these totes are in my living room. I haven't had a chance to move them downstairs yet because I just kind of started this whole organizational type process of clothes for all my clothing, because I have a lot of clothing items listed, and essentially I've been putting them in these totes and I number them, like this is number 1. And so when I'm listing, there's a spot on like your eBay listing where you can write whatever you want to in it, essentially. So when you go to ship an item, it'll have your little note on it, and then I write tote number whatever, like this would be tote number 1. That way, if I would sell this shirt here, I know to find it in tote number 1. So it just kind of helps me stay more organized, and this is what I meant when I was saying about helping me fold a little more better, like more professionally, because I stick my clothes in these clear poly bags and they have like a adhesive backing, so to keep them closed. So essentially, clothes get washed, clothes get lint rolled, anything that needs to be done to them before actually being shipped off to a customer. gets done before I put it in one of these bags. And then when someone buys this, all I have to do is grab it and put it in my poly mailer and ship it on off because it is there ready to go. I feel like, I know some people will think this is a waste of time and maybe a waste of resources and stuff like that, but for me personally, it's about being organized, and I feel like it's a little more professional. Like when you get something like this, it makes you feel like you're ordering it from an online clothing retailer, and you know how they have things usually all presentable and stuff like that. And that's just how I like to do. Before, I used to put clothing in tissue paper, and for me, I felt like that just wasn't as professional in my opinion. I just wanted to start doing it this way, and I like how it's turned out with clothes. And I also do put like smaller items in, like this is a wristlet that I have for sale, so I put that in there. Here's a belt. So it's not just clothes that I do it with. I also do it with other like small clothing articles. I haven't purchased any huge poly bags yet, just this one size because it's what the majority of stuff that I have that I'm selling. But I would like to get a slightly bigger bag for sweaters. I just haven't done that yet. So these are the poly mailer bags that I use. I purchased these off of an eBay seller. So you can see they have this adhesive backing, so you would just tear the strip off and seal it like this. Now, you can get bags that have suffocation warnings on them, and you can get them, you can also get them without the suffocation warning. I prefer to use the suffocation warning. I know if you sell on Amazon, you're required to have suffocation warnings on the bags, but it's just something that I think is better to have than not have, kind of thing. So these are the ones that I'm currently using. So I already bought like 2 packs of these because I already went through an entire pack and I had to get some more. So, but I love these and I'm glad that I implemented them. I may or may not have mentioned this bag. I feel like I've talked about this bag at some point and I don't remember when, but this is a 31 bag that I have, and I use this to carry my packages to the post office. So as you can see, I'm pretty stacked up. I have 2 more boxes to bring down that are going to go with this stash before I head out to the post office. So obviously not everything fits in here, but it's been a good week, so it's pretty full and I'm actually able to use it. Sometimes I don't have enough to even fill it, so it doesn't even get used, but I do like having a large kind of oversized bag to carry my packages in when I have to take them into the post office. So that's another reselling tool that I enjoy. So that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything that you can't live without as far as a reselling tool that maybe I have not mentioned, let me know down in the comments so me as well as anyone who watches this video can see it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed and I will see you next time.